Alright, so at this moment it's freezing 5 degrees Celsius outside and we have a lot of snow here, so everything is completely white. And that's the perfect timing to check for insulation if you have any insulation leaks. So I already checked the outside every day of the roof and I can see nowhere where it is becoming warm, so the snow stays on there, which means insulation is doing its job and we don't have leaks there visually. But I want to check it a little bit further, so I bought a heat camera, so I actually get a image here which is showing how hot or cold it is everywhere in the house. And this is the perfect timing to do this kind of thing, as we are still having everything open, so we can still adjust insulation where it would be required. And this is great because I did find some leaks at this moment by just checking around the house and going around every corner and every window, everything. And then we can see that we have hot and cold places. So on the camera, blue means it's cold and orange or red means it's hot, but the scaling keeps varying on every place we look at. So it's always the red is hot, but it doesn't mean that it's hot, it just means it's the hottest spot in the view, and blue is the coldest spot. And it's also showing you us the range and the temperature. So let's take a short look so I can show you how it looks like here in the house and how I've used it to find some cold bridges, as we do have some cold bridges which I have found out at this moment. And I cannot fix all of them, but some of them I can fix. So I really like to work on that. So we are now in the future kitchen, and as you can see, the funny thing is that our windows are the hottest thing here, and we do have triple glass, so this is absolutely confirming that it made sense to buy triple glass, because usually your windows are the coldest. Well, here they are pretty hot. We can see we have a really cold spot in the corner, which is about 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius, and that's because there is a steel post there for the construction, and that's a cold bridge at this moment. So when I'm gonna finish that off, I need to add some insulation in the inside to get rid of the worst part of that cold bridge. Same goes for the floor. This floor here is not yet insulated, and we can perfectly see that also in the corners and on the edge, because that's touching the outside. And the black brick here on the bottom is actually an insulation brick, and you can perfectly see how it works on the thermal camera. As we can see, it's really cold concrete floor, but the bricks are warm, and the bricks are insulated on the outside, so they cannot heat up, they cannot cool down practically. So this is proving that these bricks work. And yeah, we can just see by looking around that we have a really cold spot on the floor. So once we add the insulation on top here, then that should be gone. And the funny thing is, we can see where we do have the insulation. So this floor here is insulated. We can see that the concrete floor here is actually warmer than the outside wall. And that's because this wall here is still old wall, so this wall still sits on the original foundation of the house, and the original foundation is not insulated. So we do have some walls which are just not as well insulated as others. But there's not a lot that I can do about that. It's just what it is. I didn't want to build a complete new house. So one of the issues that I found was that our roofing windows, they had really cold edges where they touched the roof, and that's because there wasn't any insulation on that spot. The window itself is triple glass, but the edges were not insulated that well, so I did put the foam gun in there and I filled it all up all around, and that definitely seems to help, as it's now about 8 degrees on the coldest spot there, which is not too bad. I think it's 12 degrees inside, so that's 4 degrees difference. Another thing that I found is the edge where the roof touches the wall was also having an air leak, and that means that it was really about freezing on that point. So I was able to find that out with the camera, and I also spray foamed that all up. So it's still a cold spot, as you can see. That's because it is the thinnest spot. There is a wooden beam there, and that's less insulating than all the insulation that we put in the roof. Because if we look up at the roof, we are still able to see the beams in the roof, just because the beams are a little bit colder than the insulation. But it's not that bad. I mean, it's about 1 degree Celsius difference, but still we can find them. Another thing I found is this one here at the bottom, where the doors stand on the wall. That wall is not insulated, so that's definitely a cold bridge where the cold is coming in. So once we put the final flooring in here, we need to do something about that bridge as well, to prevent that any cold is coming in under the door there. So you can even see the windows mirroring myself here. But if we look on the inside of the roof windows, then we can see that we have about 8 degrees everywhere as coldest spot. And I think that is just really nice. So it means that we did quite a good job building these and getting these insulated so that we don't have any cold spots. And the same goes for the ones on the front. The coldest spot here is 6.5, so it's that edge there, but that edge still gets more insulation, so that will be fixed. And maybe I need to just drill a hole here to put some more spray foam in, because maybe the spray foam didn't go completely to the front, and I can still fix that at this moment. That's why I'm doing that with this camera. So we got all the pipe work in. So in the toilet room we now have these pipes running up. We also have a pipe going outside, so we made holes there, and that way we can get outside to the outside unit for our heat pump. Now it's time to pull wires in, as all the ductwork needs wires. So I already started a bit with that. So as you can see, we got wires coming out here, and since I'm really pushing on a smart home here, we are not pulling a lot of wires. So the main wires that we pull everywhere is the 220 volt, so that's the phase, the zero, and also the earth. And only in the very essential lamps we also pull a switch wire, but that's all that we pull, and everything else we will control from modules in these boxes. So instead of wiring every switch up, we're gonna put modules in here which are powered by the 230 volt, and they send wirelessly over to which light has to go on or off, and we can control that all with Home Assistant, so that way it remains very flexible what the action is of the switch. So if you have a switch here, we can make it switch all these lights together, or just one of them, or we can make it control the radio, whatever we like. So I really like that idea. I do know it's quite risky, but I also know that we use the Philips Hue system for already probably 12 years, 13 years at home, and I mean that works just excellent. So that's why I want to take the risk here as well. I just know it works, and it's only getting better, so it should be alright to do it like this. And we also got the roof windows and all the other things in the house connected to Home Assistant, so that's gonna work really neat. That way ventilation, lighting, all these things can be controlled completely automatic, and we don't need too much switches anymore. Sounds like a good plan, I hope. So I did have a masonry come this week, and he actually built this part new. I already did that, but the part above the door was unstable as well, because we now have a concrete beam here, and that actually makes this a lot stronger. And this was really necessary, as when they took out the side part of the wall, the front just came off. So it's really good to have this one done. And I didn't really notice it before that it was in that bad shape, but it really was. And I'm happy that we replaced it. So we did have to stud these 5 beams here. I already took 2 studs away, but all 5 beams were supported for this week. So that way I could not walk here, but now I can finally finish up all the wiring here and make the throughput into the ceiling up into the attic. So we're gonna work on that at this moment. And the other thing that we got done is that we basically got all the wires in for the bottom floor. So every single pipe on the bottom floor has wires in at this moment. It also got us the lighting going. So I got some wires connected just to get the very basic lighting on. That way it's still safe, so to say, because I don't like it if everything has power, but if there's a lamp connected to it, then it's still safe to touch. So yeah, that should be good. We also got the complete kitchen here wired in. So my dad and a friend, they spent the Thursday to pull these wires in when the masonry was working on that wall. So I'm really happy this is done. This seems to be a tough job, but it's done. So another thing that we can cross off the list of things to do. Then my girlfriend, she also did some work this week. So she made all the foils damp proof. She glued it all on the sides, so that way the air cannot get through anymore. So we should be really damp closed, so to say. So we cannot get any airflow in from the outside, except for through our way-to-way. That's about it for this week. And that's a bit of what we did this week. So doesn't sound like much, but it really was a lot of work. Well, today I got a package in, which were my lamps. So finally we got lights, at least on the whole ground floor. So I got 4 of these Philips Hue lamps, and we can already control them over Home Assistant with a Zigbee to MQTT system. And that way we now have a remote here at the entrance of the house, and it just makes every lamp in the house turn on or off at this moment. And during the work, that's really practical, because we just need all the lights on if we're gonna work here, because mostly we work in all the rooms. And since it's all LED lights, it's costing almost no power, so it makes sense to just turn them on all at once and light up the whole house. So I'm really happy that we got that going. That's just another step further, which I was really looking forward to. So yeah, one more thing we got working, and it makes it a lot more comfortable once again since we got this running. Looking at how it looks at the front side of the house, we decided we want another light on that side of the entrance door, because we think the entrance door is a little bit not enough lighted up, and by adding one more light, I think it really puts it in symmetry again, because on left and right we got a light on the same distance from the door, and we got one light in the middle of the windows, and that way it is kind of symmetric. So I think it will look good that way.